Hello, good evening, or whenever you come across this, and welcome to the Daily Oracle Pull. So it is called February 22nd right now, and once we cross that midnight hour, shortly thereafter, the moon will be 100% full. So it is just glowing and glowing up there in the sky. It's actually been rainy and clouds on and off all day, really. I'm going to go out and check it out after we we get some daily oracle cards. So let's get a prayer over this, and then we'll see what we get and read the symbolism together. All right. Great Spirit, thank you so much for every breath and all the guidance that you give me every single day of my life, all the steps we take together. Thank you for opening me up to hear you more clearly and be a part in co-creation with you. Help me please to see the messages that you draw before us today, to read the story and the symbolism clearly and speak forth the words that need to be spoken to help us along our path for our best and highest good. Draw anyone to this message who could use it to their benefit and aid to help them along their significant and unique path. Protect everyone who comes across this message. Protect all of our leaders. And cover us in pentacles of light. What do we need to know for our best and highest good, please? And thank you so much. All right, so today we are going to be getting some cards from the Celtic Spirit Oracle, and that one's by Nicola McIntosh. We're going to get some cards from the Moonology deck, and that's by Yasmin Boland, and the artwork is by Nyx Rowan. We're going to get a card from The Universe Has Your Back, and that's by Gabrielle Bernstein. And lastly, we're going to get a card from the Mindful Messages, and I'm just not sure who wrote that one. All right, so first today we are going to start out with the Celtic Spirit Oracle. So let's get some shuffles and we'll see what we get. And we'll read them together for our best and highest good. What do we need to know? This growing full moon energy, so big and beautiful. For our best and highest good, please and thank you. One more shuffle for our best and highest good. All right. Well, that was way too many cards. Let's try again. Something fell on the ground. All right, off we go. For our best and highest good, please and thank you. What do we need to know? For our best and highest good. What do we need to know? Please and thank you. Help us along our path. There's one. Let's get another card out, please. At least one more. For our best and highest good. What do we need to know? Help us along our path this day. Whoa. Okay. We're going to take this top one. Uno, dos, tres. Okay. Oh, wow. Oh my gosh. Okay, so sweet. Okay, so first card out, 15 for that 6 energy, which is heart space, heart chakra energy. Master of the Hunt. Ooh, masculine vibes coming through. What do we have? Speed, masculinity, and flow. And right next to this card that came out was 11. So 6, and then that master number 11. Oh, here we go. I got to look at the cards, the back of these cards instead of looking at the screen. Blue, depressed, isolated, and help. Okay. It's almost like our communication is blocked, and we're becoming this master of the hunt energy in order to speak clearly and work through this amazing energy in this blue card right here. Our masculinity is being called out of us. yes, called out of us, but it's being called to our awareness, and it's being called, Spirit is guiding us to let us know that we are capable of more than we know. That this masculine energy, it speaks about moving in the world, creating in the world. You don't have to be a man, to behold this masculine energy. Each of us have the masculine and feminine energy in each of us. And a part of this walk that we take in life, it's coming to a more balanced cross section here with this. And we all rest on different sides. We all have, our strengths and our weaknesses, right? But this coming together, it's like it's a harmonious duality coming into unity between the masculine and the feminine. So for some of us, it's that the masculine is too forward and it's too much, and the feminine needs to come out, and that's possibly could be adding to this depression. It's like not enough time for reflection. And then on the reverse side, it could be that this feminine side is too hypersensitive and it's too focused, and we're being called to draw that masculine energy out into the forefront with a greater speed and flow, and not remain in this internal battle, in this internal it's like it feels like a never-ending loop. It's like an echo chamber, right? When we just have looping thoughts that keep coming through. And if that's the case, it's a good idea to start asking deep questions about why those thoughts keep surfacing in our brain. If they're going to keep surfacing in our brain and what is that, like rent free in our head, we should really know why and come to terms or understandings and insights about why that is. If these are thoughts that are that take over your mind, and they're thoughts that you don't want to be there in your mind, then it's especially important for you to come to a much deeper understanding and knowing of why they're there and why they keep resurfacing. What are the lessons? What are the things that we could be missing? What are the things that where we want to grow from this? Now, if they're positive, if they're like life affirming and growing and curious thoughts that are coming to us, that's a different thing. It's one thing to have an overview or like a positive mind frame than it is to have a negative mind frame. And there's balance in between all of that as well. But you be the judge of which one this is calling you forth. Is it that we are locked in this deep depression inside? Or is it that we're being called to make moves? Or is it that we need to pay a lot more attention to that feminine side, and it's something that is now suppressed inside of us? And maybe there's lots of different events that are occurring in our life, and it's like it feels like life is happening to us instead of for us. And that's never the case. Even when the things that happen for us feel like a disaster or a tower moment or like something is blowing up, right? So this is calling in your masculine and feminine nature for balance. And I'm not surprised that, like, as the moon is reaching its full light, that these questions, these thoughts, they could come to the forefront for you to help you release that which no longer serves you. It's a wonderful idea to have a releasing ritual, either just in your mind or write down on a piece of paper. I might have said this last full moon, but I'll say it again. I find this practice to be super helpful, and I do it every full moon. I write down all of the things that I want to release from my life, and I start each sentence with "I release." And then this can be as short or as long as you want. One of the examples I always give is I always put on this piece of paper, "I release procrastination." And so I've been doing this practice for about a year and a half now. or maybe, what is time? It's elusive to me. But I think it's been about a year and a half since I've been doing this practice. And it has genuinely helped me. It takes time for these new patterns to form, and for, a solidity of ideas to, either be built or dissolved away, depending on what it is in your life. Let me see. Is this the right book? This isn't the right book. Oh, shoot. The right book is over here, I think. They're the same. They're the same notebooks, but anyways, I want to see if I can find in here the releasing ritual that I use. It's a clause at the end of everything that I write. So, okay, let me go into a little bit more detail about this. Every time you say, I release X, Y, or Z, I release procrastination, I release negative mind loops. Yes, that's something that I write down every time too. I feel it. I feel it. I allow myself to take a moment to feel the words that I just wrote down and what it's like to live in that space, like lightness, like, wow, like I feel the lightness of it. I feel a growing sense of thankfulness, gratefulness, happiness inside me. And I let that feeling soak and saturate through my being for every sentence that I write down. So once I get through writing down all of those, and you can even write down specific people in your life and things that, like it's like a cord cutting ceremony in a way. And this, you can write down those people down on your paper as long as you need to. I haven't written anybody's specific name down on my paper for a while now, but for a long time, I did that every single month. I was just working through a lot of heavy emotions, and it takes time to do that, right? Perseverance. We've got this one step at a time. Sometimes it's difficult for me to find this this clause. It's not like I have things that are, these are just like all of my notes. This is kind of like a grimoire, kind of. So as I waste your time, I'm gonna search for this. I didn't think of it. If I had, I would have pulled it up sooner. The history of tarot, no. Planetary numerous numbers, tree of life. Diana. Releasing ritual clause. Oh, right. So I do this on the full moon while that energy is so huge. It's so magical, right? There are other people that use this phase of the moon to draw things in as well. And I did that a couple of times, and I'm still not as familiar or versed in that. But this one, I get behind, all right, 100%. So after feeling everything and writing everything down on a piece of paper, I go outside. Oh, right. I got to tell you what the clause is. I demand that all bodies, programs, implants, thoughts, frequencies, vibrations, and patterns that are enabling and anchoring the energy I'm intending to release to leave me and my energy through all space, time, and dimension on every layer of my existence. You have no place here. I declare all these things to be so, and in perfect alignment with my greatest and highest good. So it is. And then I sign it. And then after all of that is written, I take it outside underneath the full moon and I read each sentence again, either aloud or to yourself. I've done both. When if there's people around, I kind of just say it to myself. But most of the time there's not. I find a spot so that I could be alone. And I'll read these things, and I actually normally read them over some flowing water. I'm fortunate to live right near a couple of streams and rivers. So I read this and I feel each sentence again. And then I read the clause at the end, however long it takes to get through however many things you've written down. And then I light a black candle and I set the paper on fire. And then I watch the paper burn, and it burns down until it gets too close to my fingers, and then I release it, and I drop it into the water. And I feel it, and I feel that energy, and then you just give it to the universe. You just give it to God. And depending on what I have on my schedule or what's going on, I let the candle burn, anywhere from a couple of minutes to a half an hour. And there's been nights where I was out there until the candle burned completely down. That's up to you. But yeah, that black color, it's releasing energy. So I know that was much. I didn't plan that, but I felt called to say it. You're welcome to use any of these things that I was just talking about. But I'm not surprised that your balance of masculine and feminine are being called into play here, because you are transforming. You are magical. We just got this card. It's so awesome. 16 for the 7. A lot of spiritual abundance, that things are forming in, astral realms and higher realms, and that abundance is coming your way, especially if you're seeing 7s repeating, which I have been today. I saw 777 3 times today. And then I just saw random 7s here or there. So I actually was looking up 777 earlier. It's so cool. So we pulled a 7 card, and that I always equate with, trust in the unknown, trust in the unseen. But there's a lot more about that. So juicy. But this Ceridwen card, this transformation, knowledge, and magic, there is a deep knowing inside of you, and you are working with the cycles of the moon, the cycles of the seasons, the cycles of life. It is, it's calling in a sense of being one with nature, one with the energy of the moon and the sun. Noticing when things change around you in a really natural way and taking part with it. Lining up our circadian rhythm with the rhythms of the earth and the rhythms of the stars. And that you have such a depth and capacity for it, that your eyes are so wide and you're really seeing. There's a moon on the 3rd eye here. Plus we've got that maiden, and crone energy. She's holding a wand or a gemmed staff in her hand as she is like stirring this cauldron. And she's also holding wheat in her hand over on the other side, on the left. So that's the left that's coming in, that abundance energy. Then we're letting it flow through our body and transmute and transform, and then flow out, from our right hand with our wand to direct our energy to what it is that we are creating. It'll be unique for each of us, and uniquely beautiful too, in all of the ups and the downs therein, and all of the phases of life. There's a reason why they say billionaires pay attention to the stars and astrology and astronomy. And what is it that, like millionaires don't, but billionaires do, because there really are phases in life, and it truly pays off to work with those phases. And you have a unique capacity and ability to work with these phases, and you're being called to balance your masculine and feminine energies out so that this can work through you as well in greater abundance, bringing into life for the fulfillment of you and your family and your, those that have come before and those that will come after, this concurrent time space where we are, for the betterment of all. It's beautiful energy. Grounding is really important. So I don't know, I'm feeling this recipe vibe here because she's standing in front of this cauldron, right? So tinctures and teas, they could really do some good for you. Help clear out your lymphs and your lymph nodes, and also to help sharpen your mind. Alchemical energy here, it might be a beautiful time for you to learn more about what alchemy is and what it could mean to you, especially on an internal alchemical path, and the transmuting of ourselves, that great work that so many of us are called to, that coming of that light energy. Relying on your instincts, that 3rd eye energy, which is so strong here. what it is that you're growing, and then, in a very magical way, producing in the world, like manifestation vibrations. And this is going to have a lot to do with creating new habits and truly putting the work in to learn our own motivations for why we do things, and being divinely guided by ascended masters towards our true purpose for being here as this soul, as this giant, beautiful soul. What is it, right? It doesn't have to be, like that we're going to be world leaders, or, whatever it is, whatever, grand, far-reaching thing that you could think of. That these things, they take place in through conversations that we have, and the actions that we take every day, really taking care of this temple, our body. What a sacred, divine, like extremely intelligent system that we are working with. It is just designed to heal and grow. And it is magic, and you are magic, and you're being called to very wisely wield this magic. I'm going to read Ceridwen again, even though it was only a couple of days. It's just, it's a good story. And that is where we're headed right now, especially with this moon energy. It's great. Awesome. Okay, so I had to pull one of these moon cards out. Communication is key. Wow, more blue energy here. Some of our throat chakras are a little bit on the blocked. Communication is key. Duality, that 22 energy, twins right there for the Gemini. New moon in Gemini. So many views, so many ways to see things. You are not isolated, even when you feel so isolated. She's like in that fetal position. It's almost like a rocking, almost like her head is stuck in this maze of thought. Communication is key. Communication with spirit, communication with yourself, and quite possibly communication with others. All right, let's read about the Ceridwen energy. $16. Transformation, knowledge, and magic. Ceridwen is known as a shape-shifting underworld goddess. She is said to stir her cauldron, making her herbal magical brews. Legend tells of Gwain, a boy left in charge to stir the cauldron's potion, who accidentally splashed it. He sucked the 3 drops off his thumb, and from this potion, he was bestowed knowledge, magic, and the goddess's shape-shifting skills. Ceridwen was angry and chased Gwain. They both shapeshifted into many a manner of animals to escape, until eventually Gwain was eaten by Ceridwen. But his life force merged with hers, and she became pregnant with his essence. Ceridwen could not bear to keep him, but he was a beautiful child, so she bundled him off and set him upon the water, where he was later found and adopted. It is said that he grew up to be the famous Taliesin. On drawing the Ceridwen card, a transformation is likely if you are not already beginning one. First, it is necessary to gather all the correct ingredients and place them in the mixing pot, being careful to ensure everything is placed in at the correct time, which may mean certain astrological points in time also. Transformation can be welcomed and sometimes not, but one thing remains certain: you will not be the same afterwards, and this is usually a good thing, no matter how you might perceive it at the time. Just as the story on shapeshifting goes, so too is it important to shapeshift or be adaptable to every different situation. What in your life can you apply this to? Where do you need to adopt or adapt to a different way of being? Look at each situation and decide what qualities you need most to navigate your way through. It's about thinking and doing differently in order to obtain a different outcome than normal. What magic will you put into the cauldron? Ceridwen is also known as the moon goddess, another significant sign of cycles and change. Everything is in a state of flux. The only constant in life is change. A time to roll with the flow. Look at yourself and your life and see what needs to change, needs to move, needs to grow. Let it in. Don't resist. This is the gift of change. What are you ready to create? Dang, that resonates. That's so awesome. I feel like I want to read this blue energy here. And it's not because I think that the masculine energy is less important. The masculine energy seems to be more in flow here. And this blue energy is talking more about depressed and isolated and needing help. So I'm feeling called to read that one. So we're gonna. Blue. Is this a time where you or someone you know is feeling down? A strong feeling of isolation that is so powerful, you feel like you don't know your place in the world? Are you feeling alone and wishing you could find some way of making the pain go away? This is a time where you need to reach out. It may be as small as asking a friend over to talk to, or picking up the phone and calling a loved one. Either way, you need to know that you are not alone. Your guides and spirits are always there and have never left you, even though you feel like there is no one. When you feel distant, ask yourself, have I put up a wall? Have I distanced myself from everyone? What has caused me this pain that I have felt and need to withdraw? Take a moment to think of the things in your life that create joy. It may be an animal, a hobby, a person that makes you smile. Draw on that feeling and make it grow inside of you. Feel the joy, feel the happiness and the love. Push away the bad feelings and bring your wall down, even if just a little. It is always a good time when you are not feeling your best to ground and protect yourself. Your energy needs to flow as it may be stuck. Do a grounding and protection exercise that feels right to you. Sometimes when we are in a vulnerable state, it leaves us open to other energies that can affect us. So when we don't allow those energies in, it can give us just the lift we need. If this card is for someone you feel is experiencing this, maybe it is up to you to reach out to them. Maybe they seem as though they don't need help, but deep down, it is exactly what they need. Small acts of kindness can be just what someone needs, especially to those that wear a mask to cover their sadness. Dude, I hope that can help you or your loved ones. So yeah, this communication is key. That links directly up with this other blue energy here. New moon in Gemini. Also that Gemini energy, it's good at so many different things. Yes, there is a lot of capability that is shining forth inside of you. And it's just about coming to that homeostasis inside. All right, I'm going to shuffle these cards for one more moon card. Please and thank you for best and highest good. This magical energy on this full moon energy. So close. Just a couple of hours and it'll be so 100. It's just going to be so full. It appears basically full right now, if you can see it through the clouds. All right, Spirit, what moon message could we use to help guide us in this Ceridwen energy, this transformation and magic, the phases of life, the moon goddess, Diana and Hecate. Ooh, there it is. A time for healing. Yeah, let's get out there and do some releasing, y'all. The balsamic moon. Balsamic. I'm not really sure. But look at the purple glow. You have the wisdom to do this, and your guides are with you every step of the way. It is a time for healing. So yeah, refer back to that blue energy we just read about. You have got this, one step at a time, and you are never, ever alone. Like massive bear hugs to you. Virtual bear hugs. You can imagine the embrace, right? Or even just hug yourself if you want to. And all right. Now, let's get a mindful message card. Hey, I remembered that I had this deck today when I was at work, and I was like, dude, I used to use that deck all the time. Where is it? I found it. It was right up here, but it was on a different row. So let's see what we get. A mindful message for this full moon energy. Well, I feel like I gotta get that one. Man, there is like something stuck in my throat right now. Yeah, which I don't know, like that could pertain to that, maybe a frog in your throat, or a difficulty with something in your life, the ability to speak freely what you're feeling, or yeah. Excuse me. I hope I got it. I don't think I did. Okay, so mindful message. Let's get another one out. For our best and highest good spirits, what do we need to know? Ooh, there it is. Ooh, conscious focus. Curious focus is pretty cool though, too. That's not what it says. And then the first one out is nurture. That's the one that jumped out. It's okay to want to stay home and be alone. I deserve days to myself, days to relax and simply be. I honor how I feel and take this day to do the things that feel nurturing to me. It looks like there's popcorn and it's just like a couch. Nurture. You do it. Yeah, right. You be the one that makes the calls, right? And when it's time to reach out and talk to someone, and you are being encouraged to do that. You can certainly do it from the comfort of your own couch, but also, maybe get in a bath and use some essential oils to help open up different energy centers within you and like really clear through those blockages. Nurture yourself. Absolutely. It's okay to want to stay home and be alone. I deserve days to myself, days to relax and simply be. I honor how I feel and take this day to do the things that feel nurturing to me. If that is something that you're being called to do, which I love spending my time like that. I really do. But there is a time, like sometimes when we are inside like that, where it's more isolating, and if that is something that you're going through, there are different routes that you can take to help relieve that sadness or isolation. But there's a huge difference from being alone and being lonely. So, conscious focus. What I focus on, I attract more of. Starting with today, I will be more conscious of what I choose to spend time speaking or thinking of. I will do more of the things that bring me joy and see as more bring me joy and see as more of these things begin to effortlessly flow into my life. Does that make sense? Did it make sense to you? I think there's like cat's eyes here though too. I guess they're not cat's eyes because cats have like reptilian eyes, but hey, you want to focus? There we go. What I focus on, I attract more of. Starting with today, I will be more conscious of what I choose to spend time speaking or thinking of. I will do more of the things that bring me joy and see as more of these things begin to effortlessly flow into my life. Very, very cool. Right in line with that full moon energy. I love it. I don't really need to say more about that. All right, you alls, you beautiful souls. Let's get one last message from The Universe Has Your Back. Please and thank you for our best and highest good. Last message of the day, Spirit. What's the last message of the day? Well, that one just fell right into my hand. I choose love no matter what. Wow. Okay. So we're working through the yellows, the oranges, and the pinks in this card. It's like almost like that middle area. Like our belly up into our heart. You know, a lot of times when people gain weight, especially in their midsection, it's because they're taking on other people's emotions and thoughts as their own, and then they'll carry weight there. I'm very familiar with this. But that's what these colors are giving right now, right? But through dedication and through the choices and the routines that we create, we can have, you know, healthy bodies, healthy mind frames, healthy habits. I am certainly no, you know, like expert. I just keep plugging away one step at a time, right? 2 steps forward, 1 step back. But I am thankful to be where I am, and I do feel a lot more that I would like to manifest and be a part of in my life and grow so much more, right? So I will do it just 1 step at a time too, but I do choose love no matter what. So that heart space, it's expansive, and it will help us. It'll help direct us in the right path, you know, in connection with our spirit guides and our ascended masters, right? It's great. So I thank you so much. I love you so much. I hope you're having a wonderful full moon energy going on this week. Because, right, we've got 3 days on either side of the full moon where that energy comes in so strong, sometimes overwhelming emotion, right? Everything in its own perfect timing. So I will say, I'm so grateful to my friends and my family. I'm so grateful to you. I am so grateful to YouTube and StreamYard. And above all, I am so grateful to the goddess and to all of the guides and guardian angels and spirits that are helping me along my path every step of my life and helping you every step of your life. I will see you tomorrow. Do take care of yourself. Mwah. Thank you so much.